أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عما يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم الذي هم فيه مختلفون كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون. So we start with ayah number 1. عما يتساءلون. عما, this is basically a two words which are come together, an and ma. So an and ma. The noon of an got assimilated into the ma, and that's where you got a shad on meme. So amma. Also, the alif of ma is not written. We will do the analysis. We'll talk about that inshallah. So an, as we know, is a harfu jar. Ma here is ma istifhamia. Istifhamia coming here. So it's mabni, of course. Mabni ala sukun fi mahalli jarrin ism majroor. Okay, and the rule is that when ma istifhamia gets preceded by a harfu jar like an or fi or bi or li, then ma istifhamia loses its alif in writing. Okay, so amma is written without a alif. If it was a if it was a ma al mawsula or ma al masdariya or any other ma, then the alif would have been written. But in this case, the alif is not written. In the case of ma istifhamia, when it is preceded by a harfu jar. So together, jar wa majroor, okay, they are muta'alliq bi fail yatasa'aluna. Yatasa'aluna. And yatasa'aluna itself is fail mudare marfu. File is the waw. So waw is a muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il. In terms of meanings, I should have actually mentioned about this here as well. Okay. So amma, let's first translate that. About what? Okay. Yatasa'aluna. So the root is sa'ala yas'alu. To ask, to inquire, question. Also can be doubly transitive, to ask someone for something. Form 6 is tasa'ala yatasa'alu, tasa'ulan, to ask one another. Again, a reciprocal action, or also an action which is done in a group. Okay. So this is form 6, yatasa'aluna. They are asking one another. Okay. They are asking one another. About what are they asking one another? Basically, that the jumla is about what are they asking one another. Ayah number 2. An-Nabaa azim. An-Nabaa azim. So an here is again harfu jar followed by ism majroor naba'i. You can see the kasra at the end. And then both of them together are badal min min amma. Okay, which is in the first ayah. in amma yatasaaluna. So this An-Nabaa is a badal for that. Okay, and then al-azim is not number one for An-Nabaa, because Nabaa is majroor. We can see azim is also majroor. So the meaning an, again about, Nabaa. So Nabaa, Jamba'u, Nab'an, also Nubu'an, to be exalted, to be elevated. Okay, and then Nabba'a Yunabbi'u, Tambi'an, form 2, to disclose, to inform. Okay, we saw that actually in other places also. If you recall Surah Kahf, in the last 10 ayat, Hal nunabbi'ukum bil akhsarina a'mala. This is that verb. Shall we disclose you about the losers in terms of their amal? So nabba'a, to disclose, to inform, to guide, to instruct. Amba yumbi imba'an, again to tell, to inform. Similar meaning to form 2. Naba'un, which is the word that we have in this ayah. Plural is amba'un. News, story, narrative, disclosure, also means prophecy. The word nabiyun also comes from the same, meaning prophet, and has two plurals, anbiya and nabiyuna. Anbiya'u is mamnu min as-sarf, nabiyuna is jama mudhakkar salim. About the news, about the news. Al-azim, okay, we have seen this before. Basically, azuma ya'azumu, bab karuma, to be or become great. So azim, it's a ismul fa'il ala sigha mubalagha, great or severe, about the great news. Okay. So what are they asking about? What are they asking one another about? About the great news. Okay. And ayah number 3, Allazi hum fihi mukhtalifun. Okay. So Allazi here is actually Naat Tani Naba for Naba. First one was Azim, second one is Allazi. And then what follows after Allazi is Silatul Mawsul. Hum is Mubtada. Fihi Jar wa Majroor. Okay. And Mukhtalifun is Khabar. So hum is Mubtada and Mukhtalifun is Khabar. And this whole Jumla, hum fihi Mukhtalifun, is of course Silatul Mawsul. Okay. So Allazi, the one which, hum, they, fihi, in it. So this he or it goes to Naba'i. Actually, in this case, this is Aid, which goes to Allazi. And then Allazi, we know, is actually Naat to Naba'i. Allazi Mukhtalifun. So Khalafa, Yakhlufu, Khalfan, to follow, to come after, to act as deputy. Khalafa yukhalifu takhlifan, to leave someone behind. Akhlafa yukhlifu ikhlafan, form 4, to go back on, to break or fail to keep a promise. Okay. Innaka la tukhliful mi'ad. Indeed, you do not break or fail to keep the promise. That's what we say. Or that I think that's come in the Quran as well. Ikhtalafa yakhtalifu ikhtilafan, form 8, to differ, to vary, to be different, to disagree. Okay. And then khalifa, plural khulafa, mamnu min as-sarf, also khalaifu, also mamnu min as-sarf, successor, a heir, representative. Okay. And then mukhtalifun is ismul fa'il for akhlafa, sorry, ikhtalafa yakhtalifu, form 8, meaning different, disputing, varying, diverse, and contradictory. So they are in it, sorry, they are in disagreement or in difference, or they differ about that, about it. It meaning An-Nabaa. So once again, amma yatasaalun, about what are they asking one another? An-Nabaa al-Azim, about the great news. Allazi hum fihi mukhtalifun, the one which they are in disagreement about it, or the one which they are in disagreement with. Okay. From ayah number 4, Kalla saya'lamun. Kalla harfu rad'in wa zajrin. Saya'lamun, sa and ya'lamun. So sa we know is a harfu istiqbal, particular futurity. Ya'lamun, fi'l mudare, marfu. Waw damir muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il. Okay. Meaning know. Okay. Alima ya'lamu, to know. They will. Okay. They will implicitly means come to know. They will come to know. No, they will come to know. Meaning they'll come to know when this Naba, this news or this great event is supposed to happen. Summa kalla sayalamun. This is actually, summa we know is a harfu atf. And then the rest of the analysis is basically the same. Okay. I'm just going to point to that. Meaning also is the same. With the exception of summa is typically translated as again or then. Okay. No, they will come to know. Okay. The repetition seems to be intended for emphasis that they will definitely come to know. Okay. Ayah number 5. Then we go to ayah number 6. Now this actually is a start of number of ayah that all talk about the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala claiming his creation of different things. Okay. And it's it's basically kind of goes through a wide array of things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. Alam naj'al al-arda mihada. Okay. So Hamza, and then Lam. Hamza in this case is Hamzatul Istifham. Hamza, sorry, Al Hamza Lil Istifham. Lam we know is Harfu Nafi, wa Jazmin, wa Qalbin. Naj'al is Fail, Udare, Majzoom. The Kasra is actually to break the Iltiqa Sakinain. Fa'il Mustatir, Taqdiruhu, Nahnu, goes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Ard is Maf'ulun Bihi, Awwal. Ja'ala yaj'alu can be doubly transitive, and this is where we see that example here. And mihada is maf'ulun bihi thani. Okay. Meaning, so alam in this case have not, okay, or you can say did not, naj'al, okay, we make or made, depending on did or have. Okay. Al-ard, okay, the earth. The earth. Mihada. Okay. So mahada, yamhadu, mahdan. To make something plain, even, smooth, also means to gain or seek, to gain sustenance for oneself, to prepare for oneself for something good. Okay. And then form 2, mahada, yumahidu, tamhidan, to adjust or arrange an affair and make it plain and easy. Okay. You know how in Urdu we say, unhone lambi tamheed bandi. That's essentially what it means, to make it, make something, kind of build the context, to kind of to arrange things in a way that the subsequent thing can be understood easily, to facilitate, to remove all obstacles. Tamheed, preparing things, making things agreeable, smoothing out difficulties. Mahdun, okay, cradle, plain, spread out. Mehad, widely spread out, also means abode or resting place. Okay, so here it is something which is the earth as a resting place or a wide expanse. Those are the two meanings that I have seen. A wide expanse or a resting place. Okay. Did we not make earth a wide expanse or a resting place? Okay. Next, ayah number 7. Wal jibala awtada. Waw is harfu atf. Okay. Al jibal ma'atufun ala al ard. And awtad ma'atufun ala mihad. Meaning, and the mountains, okay, jibal comes from jabal, mountain or hill, okay, and the mountains, autad, watada yatidu, okay, misal wawi fail, to drive in a stake or a peg, watidun, plural autad, stake or peg, okay, autad is stake or peg, and the mountains, okay, as pegs. Okay, we saw this word before, autad, in Surat-al-Fajr, wa fir'auna zil autad, and the Fir'aun possessing many pegs. But over there, the peg was a symbolism used to mean somebody who has lots and lots of army camps, meaning he has big armies, basically. Okay. Same word is used here to mean that the mountains act as pegs on this earth. Okay. So, alam naj'al al-arda mihada, did we not create the earth as a wide expanse? Wal jibala autada, and the mountains as pegs. Okay. Moving on to the next page, inshallah. Like next ayah number 8. Wa khalaqnakum azwaja. Waw is harfu atf, then khalaq na kum. So harfu atf, khalaq is fil madi, mabni ala sukun. Na is damir muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il, and kum is maf'ulun bihi. Okay. There's only one maf'ul bihi involved in this one. Khalaqa is only requires one maf'ulun bihi. Azwaja in this case is coming as a hal. as a hal. If you look at the translation, and we, again, this goes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we created you, azwaj, okay? Zawwaju tazwijan, to pair, to couple, okay? Some dictionaries have given a meaning for the thulasi mujarrad as well. Most of them have kind of gone with the form 2, which is the more meaningful fail in this case. Zawj, uh, with a plural of azwaj, means opposite of single, pair, spouse, husband, wife, companion, mate. As you can say, it can, zawj can have a meaning of both husband and wife. Also, it is considered as an opposite of a single, meaning something which is not a single, but rather a pair. Okay? We created you as, so we created you in pairs. Okay, that whole passage continues. First, we learned about the earth as expanse, Jibal as autad. We are created in pairs. And then next, ayah number 9, وَجَعَلْنَا نَوْمَكُمْ subata. Okay, so the fail was ja'ala, then came to khalaqa, now again goes to ja'ala again. وَجَعَلْنَا, wow, and then ja'al and na. Wow is harfu atf, ja'ala is fi'l madi, na is dhamir muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il, nauma, naumakum, nauma, and then kum. Nauma is ma'fulun bihi awwal, and then kum is mudaf ilayhi, and then subata is ma'fulun bihi sani. Okay. And we made naumakum. Okay. Nama, yanamu, nauman, or niyaman. This is a bab sami'a. In other words, the asal was navima. Navima yanvamu. Navima yanvamu. But in use, you have nama yanamu. It's hard to know the bab from the madi and mudare in this case easily. Well, the mudare is easy because you can see the well, you can kind of guess the vowel on the on the missing or the omitted weak letter as fatha, because it's, before that it is fatha. But in the case of madi, it is not easy. It could have been navama, it could have been navima, but it is the Arab, sorry, the conjugation dictionaries help us determine that it is actually bab sami'a. To sleep, to go on, to go to bed, to be inactive, also means to neglect, to omit. Naum, act of sleeping, when used as a verbal noun, but the noun itself means sleep. Okay, so here it is a noun meaning sleep. Naumakum, your sleep, and we made your sleep subata. Okay, sabata, yasbutu, or yasbitu. Sabtan, to rest, abstain from work. Okay, to keep the Sabbath, to become quiet, still, or motionless. Subat, verbal noun, act of resting or sleeping. Okay, sorry, act of resting. I shouldn't say sleeping. Act of resting. And we made your sleep a rest. Okay, basically a rest for you. Basically, we made your sleep a rest. Ayah number 10. وَجَعَلْنَا الْلِبَاسَ. We say جَعَلْنَا اللَّيْلَ لِبَاسًا. وَجَعَلْنَا اللَّيْلَ لِبَاسًا. These are all going to be same analysis. So I'll do one more and the rest of it we will just basically refer to it. So again, harfu atf. Ja'ala is fi'l madi. Mabni ala sukun. Na is damir muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il. Al-layla is ma'fulun bihi awwal. And libasa is ma'fulun bihi thani. So similar to what we saw before. Waj'alna alam naj'al al-arda mihada. And then same thing here. And then ayah number 9. Waj'alna an-nawmakum subata. Waj'alna al-layla libasa. Same analysis. And we made al-layl, okay, night, okay, we made the night libasa, okay? Labisa yalbasu wa sami'a, to put on garments, to dress. Also labasa yalbasu, labsan, different meaning, to confuse something with something else, to render obscure. Libas meaning clothes, clothing, cover, hiding. In a way, when you're confusing something, you're also covering it. Okay, so it has a meaning of covering something with something else. Okay, so it's used both physically by covering yourself with garments, also to confuse a concept or a story or narrative or whatever. Okay. وَجَعَلْنَا اللَّيْلَ لِبَاسًا, and the night as a cover, and we made the night as a cover. وَجَعَلْنَا النَّهَارَ مَعَاشًا. Same analysis. Okay, so I'm just going to point to it. No different. Let's focus on the meaning. And we made an-nahar. So nahara yanharu nahran, to follow copiously, to gush forth, to flow like a river, to drive away, to chide. Nahrun, anhar, river, spring, stream of water. Nahar, okay. Anhar was the plural of nahar, but we are now looking at naharun, daytime. It is opposite of layl. Also means day, from dawn to dusk, versus yawm, which is considered 24 hours. Okay, so nahar is daytime, daytime or day, and we made the day ma'asha. So asha, ain, ya, sheen, yaishu, aishan, aishatan, aishan, aishatan, many masdar. Also ma'ashan, to live, to be alive. Okay, aishatun is masdar hayya, masdar al hayya, which is basically a verbal noun of manner, way of living. Okay, ishat al-ra'adiyya, we saw that in Surah Qariya. Ma'ashun, means of subsistence, working for livelihood. And then ma'isha, state of living, means of subsistence, also livelihood, similar meaning to ma'ash. Okay, we made the day for livelihood, for or as livelihood. Okay. وَبَنَيْنَا فَوْقَكُمْ سَبْعًا شِدَادًا. Ayah number 12. Wow, banayna, harfu atf. Banay is fi'l madi mabni ala sukun. Na is damir muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il. Fawqakum, fawqakum. Fawqa is zarf. Please zarf, yeah, zarf makan. Kum, coming after zarf, is mudaf ilayhi. Sab'an, okay. there's something actually which is mahzoof here, which is samawat. Which is truly the maf'ulun bihi, and sab'an was the na'at, but maf'ulun bihi itself is understood, omitted, so sab'an becomes the maf'ulun bihi. Okay, and then shidada becomes the na'at for sab'an. Okay, wa banayna, so bana, ba noon ja, yabni, bina'an, bunyanan, to build, to construct. Mabni, we see that thought, see many times, is maf'ul. Feminine is mabniyatun, built or constructed. Okay. The word ibn also comes from this, meaning son. Okay. So banayna, and we built fawqakum. Okay. Fawqa, faqa, fa, waw, qaf, yafuqu, fawqan, fawaqan, to excel, to surpass, to be or become superior. Fawq is a zaful makan, above, over, more than, in addition to. Okay, so here it has a meaning of above you, above you, or also over you. Okay, so samawat is understood, heavens. Sab'an. Okay, so sab'a yasba'u or yasbi'u, also yasbu'u. Okay, so bab fataha, bab darba, and bab nasara. He was or became the seventh of them. Sab'un, it's a cardinal number meaning seven, and then sub'un, okay, and plural of siba'un, it's a predatory animal, beast of prey. Okay, so sab'an here is seven. Seven. Shidadan, shadda, muda'af verb, sheen dal dal, yashiddu, shiddatan, to be or become strong, firm, vigorous. Shadid, okay, plural with ashidda'un or shidadun, okay, strong, mighty, powerful, severe, hard. Ashaddu, okay, we saw that before, ismu tafdeel, stronger or more intense. So shidad basically is strong ones. So we built upon you strong seven heavens. We built upon you strong seven heavens. Ayah number 13. وَجَعَلْنَا سِرَاجًا وَهَّاجًا. وَجَعَلْنَا سِرَاجًا وَهَّاجًا. Analysis for that is the same as before. So I am going to skip it. Just look at the meanings, inshallah. And we made Sirajan. Okay. So Sirajan comes from Saraja Yasruju, okay, or Sarija Yasraju, two different babs. Surgeon means to lie with this verbal noun, with this masdar. With the masdar of Sarajan, with the fatha on ra, it means face to, for the face to become beautiful, for a woman to plait her hair. Okay. Siraj itself, which is a noun from this family, means lamp or lantern. Okay. We made a lamp. Wahaja. Okay. Wahaja yaheju. Misal wawi verb. Wahjan or wahjanan, to burn, to blaze, to frame, to glow, to glitter. Wahhaj, ismul fa'il ala sigha mubalagha, glowing, blazing, or shining. Okay. We made a lamp shining, okay, or blazing. Yeah. Well, sir, please go ahead.
My question is from the previous ayah. Like we say, always call it Naiban and Masdar and Naiban and this thing. So here actually the Bufuli Bahi is Nazuf. So according to the same logic, won't we say this as Sabah and Naiban and Bufuli Bahi? Nazuf?
I mean, I haven't come across that terminology, so that's why I'm not saying it. But in this case, it appears that the samawat is actually a kind of a implied word, which is understood, hence omitted. And if it had been there, it would have been the mafulun bihi. Okay?
Yes.
Fawqa,
And then Saban should be the not for that.
yeah, would have been the naat for that.
Not for that.
Okay.
So.
But again, that's kind of a, I would say, I mean, our interpretation. The Quranic text does not contain samawat. Okay?
Yeah.
And the literal translation of the Quranic text would be, and we built seven strong. We built seven strong ones. Okay,
Yeah.
or ones will also be kind of a fill in the blanks. But that ones is considered samawat. Yeah, so but the short answer is, from a grammatical point of view, no, I have not seen a naib an mafulun bihi.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but again, since it's Mazuf, without it, its meanings are not complete. So
True.
basically, yeah. So
True. Yeah, but I think that's where someone, a fairly lay person like me, thinks the meaning is not complete, but maybe there is a better explanation for it.
yeah,
yeah. Okay, so continuing on the same passage of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, enumerating many different of his creations, and notice in all of them Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using the royal we. Okay, is using the royal we. So ayah number 14, وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ الْمُؤْثِرَاتِ مَاءً ثَجَّاجًا. Okay, so let's analyze it. وَأَنزَلْنَا, واو حرف عطف. أنزل فعل ماضي مبني على سكون، نا ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل، من حرف جر، مؤثرات اسم مجرور. Okay, ماء مفعول به. Okay, and sajjaja is not. Okay, meaning, okay, so nazala yanzilu nuzulan, we have seen it many times. Nazala yunazzilu tanzilan, form 2, to cause to come down. And anzala yunzilu is form 4, also has a meaning, to bring down, to cause to come down. But nazala means to bring down gradually. Anzala is to send down without any kind of mention or meaning of gradually. Tanazzala, yatanazzalu, tanazzulan, intransitive, to descend or come down. Okay, so here it is form 4, anzala yunzilu, and we sent down, and we sent down, minal mu'sirat, okay, from the rain clouds. Mu'sirat comes from asara, ya'siru, asran, to press out, to squeeze out, to compress. Asara yu'siru isaran, form 4. To enter upon the time called asr, to enter upon the last part of the day, of girl, to attain the time of her youth, arrive at the age of puberty, For clouds, it means to be at the point of having rain pressed forth from them, meaning these clouds are laden with raindrops, and they're just about to release their rain. And then the noun asr, the act of pressing or squeezing, also has the meaning of age, era, time. So wal asr in insan lafi khusr, it is the same word. Asir, that which is squeezed out. Okay, juice is another modern day usage. Mu'sirat, so this is ismul fa'il from asara yu'siru, rain bearing clouds, strong winds that are said to wring rain out of the clouds. Okay, so وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ الْمُؤْسِرَاتِ, rain bearing clouds. Okay, and we sent down from the rain clouds ma'an. Okay, we have seen this before. Comes from mim waw ha. Okay, maha yamuhu means to mix. Ma means water, fluid. Okay, ma'an, water. Okay, we send down from the rain clouds water. Sajjaja, so muta'af verb sajja, sa jim jim. Yasijju, sajjan, sajijan, sujujan, for water to flow, poured forth vehemently, to flow forcefully, to downpour, to gush out. Sajjaj, on the version of fa'al, ismul fa'il ala sigha mubalagha, that which is flowing forcefully, pouring forth. Okay, so pouring forth. Okay, also another translation that I have seen is in abundance. And we sent down from the rain clouds abundant water, or water which is pouring forth. Okay. Ayah number 15. لِنُخْرِجَ بِهِ هَبًّا وَنَبَاتًا. لِنُخْرِجَ بِهِ هَبًّا وَنَبَاتًا. Okay. لِنُخْرِجَ. Li is Lamu Ta'lil. Lam of justification. Lam of justification, we know, brings in an mudmara. So, and then an makes fail mudare mansoob. Mudare mansoob bi an mudmara. Bihi jar wa majrur. Habban mafulun bihi. Wa nabata. Waw is harfu atf. Nabata is ma'tufun ala habban. Linukhrija, kharaja, yakhruju. Okay. And then now we know that it's a nukhriju, which means that it is not sulasi mujarrad, has to be sulasi mazid, because the harf mudare has a dhamma. Akhraja yukhriju ikhrajan, to bring out, to take out, to cause to exit, okay, to eject, to expel. Okay. So li brings the meaning of in order to, so that. Okay. So that we bring forth or bring out. Okay. Bihi, with it, meaning with water. Habban. Okay. Habba, we saw in Surah Abasa actually. Habba Mudaf verb again, jahibbu, hubban, to love, to like. Habbaba yuhabbibu tahbiban, form 2, to cause something to be loved. Ahabba yuhibbu ihbaban, to love, to like, to desire. Hubbun, love. Mahabbatun, love. And then habbun with a fatha on ha, collective noun, means grains, seed. And then habbatun, it's a noun meaning a single grain, or unit noun meaning a single grain. This is habbun, which is grains or seed. Okay, so that we bring out with it grains. Okay, An-Nabaa. Both of these words came together actually in Surah Abasa as well. Nabata yanbutu, nabtan, to grow, to germinate, to vegetate, to sprout. Ambata yumbetu imbatan, to cause, to grow, to germinate. Nabat, collective noun, plants, vegetation. And the verbal noun, the act of growing, raising, or rearing. Okay, and vegetation. That's the triple translation. And vegetation. Okay. All right, let's look at the two ayahs together now. وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ الْمُؤْصِرَاتِ مَاءً سَجَّاجًا لِنُخْرِجَ بِهِ حَبًّا وَنَبَاتًا. So both of them go together. And we sent down from the rain clouds abundant water, or water pouring forth, so that we bring out with it grains and vegetation. So that we can bring out with it grains and vegetation. وَجَنَّاتٍ أَلْفَافًا. Okay, that's a continuation of this ayah. وَجَنَّاتٍ أَلْفَافًا. Wa Jannat, waw is again harf atf. And then Jannat is ma'atufun ala hab. Alfafa is not. Okay. Jannat, we have seen it before. Okay. You can check the root and everything here. Basically, Jannat means garden or paradise. And gardens. Okay, so plural, gardens. Alfaf. Okay. We have not seen this word before. Laffa. Okay. Lam, fa, fa, again with af verb. Yaluffu, laffan. To wrap up, to fold up, to wind, to coil, to envelope. Alfaf, it's a plural of luffun, okay, which in turn is a plural of laffaun. Okay, this is a plural of plural. Interesting concept. Alfaf is a plural of luffun, which is a plural of laffaun. Means intertwined, thickly interlaced, or tangled. Okay. So the translations that I've seen are dense. Okay, something which is intertwined or thickly interlaced is basically dense. Okay, so you can also say thickly interlaced. Okay, so thickly interlaced gardens. Okay, وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ الْمُؤْصِرَاتِ مَاءً سَجَّاجًا لِنُخْرِجَ بِهِ حَبًّا وَنَبَاتًا وَجَنَّاتٍ أَلْفَافًا. And we sent down from the rain clouds abundant water, so that we bring out with it grains and vegetation and dense gardens. Okay, we know that all of these are basically for these dense gardens or grains and vegetation to grow, water is one of the must ingredient in it, and that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is saying that we sent down the water from the rain clouds. Okay. All right. Let's continue on, inshallah. Now the passage about Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala enumerating all the different kinds of creations is finished, and now Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala brings the discussion to the Day of Judgment. It also kind of connects back to the beginning of the surah. Okay, amma yatasaalun, about what they ask one another about a great An-Nabaa azim, about great news. الذي هم فيه مختلفون كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون. So that part was about the day of judgment. Okay, and now this passage is starting with Inna Yawmul Fasli Kana Miqata. Okay, is kind of connecting it back to the same, that the day of fasl is basically is a fixed or appointed time. So we'll see that the analysis and how it's connected back to the original topic. So inna bino harfu tawkidin wa nasbin. Yawma is a ismu inna mansubun wa huwa mudaf, and fasl is mudaf ilayhi. Kana fi'l madi naqis. Ismu kana mustatir taqdiruhu huwa, and then miqata is khabar kana mansubun, and then kana miqatan, that jumla fi'liya fi mahalli raf'in khabar inna. Okay, ismu inna was yawma, and kana miqata is the khabar inna. If you look at the meanings, indeed, day, indeed the day of fasl. What is fasl? Okay, so fasala yafsilu faslan, to separate, to part, to divide, to segregate. Fisalan, another masdar for the same Surasi Mujarrad, means to wean an infant from sucking. Also, another slightly different spelling, fasala yafsulu fusulan, bab nasara, to set out, to depart. And then fasala yafassilu tafsilan, form 2, to divide, to arrange into particular sections, classify, categorize, to make clear is another meaning. Then fasl, decision, judgment, decisive, final. Okay. So here, the inna yawmul fasli kana miqata, the fasl has been, the yawmul fasl is typically translated as the day of final judgment or decision. Okay. Indeed, the day of final judgment, kana miqata. Okay. Kana is miqat, comes from waqata yaqitu waqtan. Okay. Again, misal wawi, to determine or define time. Okay. To determine or appoint when something should be done. Okay. And then waqt, we know, and plural awqat means time. Miqat, plural mawaqit. There's a typo here. I need to highlight it. If I can fix it. So it's mawaqit. Okay, where the waw should have a fatha on it. Appointed time or fixed time. And then mawqut is ismul maf'ul, means time specified. Okay? Time specified. So miqata is appointed time, is an appointed time. Okay. So indeed, the day of the final judgment is an appointed time. Yawma yunfakhu fi suri fatatuna afwaja. Yawma, zarf zaman. Okay. And this is badal min ismu inna in the previous ayah, which was also yawma. Okay. It is a badal for that, substitute for that. That yawma is now being further explained. Yawma yunfakhu. So this is fi'l mudare marfu mabni lil majhul. Okay. And naib fa'il is mustatir taqdiruhu huwa. Fi is harf jar, sur is ism majroor. Okay. And this yunfakhu fi sur, this jumla fi'liya fi mahalli jarrin mudaf ilayhi, because it's coming after yawma, which is a zarf. Okay. Fata'tuna afwaja. Fata'tuna afwaja. Fa, then ta'tuna. Fa is harfu atf. Ta'tuna fi'l mudari marfu. Waw is zamir muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il. Afwaja is coming as a hal. Okay. And then this jumla ta'tuna afwaja is ma'atufun ala al-jumla as-sabiqa, which is yunfakhu fi sur. Okay. Yawma, look at the meanings, inshallah. The day of. Okay. Yunfakhu, nafakha, yanfukhu, nafkhan. Bab nasara, to blow with one's mouth. Blow with one's mouth, to breathe into something. Nafkhatun, okay, unit noun, a single blow, a single blast. Okay. Yawma yunfakhu, this is majhul, okay, will be blown. Will be blown fissur, into sur, swara, swad waura, yasuru, sauran, to make something incline or lean. Okay, totally different root word meaning. Sawwara yusawwiru taswiran, to shape, to form. Okay, suratun, shape, form. Musawwir, ism fa'il from sawwara yusawwiru, painter, sculpture. Al musawwir is actually an attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The word sur also belongs to the same family, means trumpet. Okay, into the trumpet. Into the trumpet. Okay. The day of, it will be blown into the trumpet. Fata'tuna afwaja. Okay. Ataya ati, to come. Okay. Ataya ati, you come. To ta'tuna, you will come. And you will come. Or then you will come. Then or and you will come. Okay. Afwaja. Okay. Faja, fa, waw, jim. Yafuju, faujan. To diffuse a fragrant odor. The noun fauj, plural of waj, means company, party, group of people. Okay. And you will come in crowds or groups. Okay. I mean, I think the Dr. Yaqut said basically afwaj in this case means different groups. Okay. Different group of people. So you will come in different groups of people. Okay. Yawma yunfakhu fi suri fata'tuna afwaja. One of the confusions, by the way, I have in this is about the mudare marfu majhul yunfakhu, where it says the naib file is mustatir taqdiruhu huwa. My confusion about this is, what is that huwa? What exactly does it point to? I don't have an answer for it. Somebody else in the class has answer, please go ahead. But my confusion has been, what does it is blown into? It is blown into the trumpet. Now, typically what happens is that whenever a pronoun is used, it refers to something which is already mentioned before, unless it says the Miru Shan. None of the Arab dictionaries have listed this as the Miru Shan. So there is a confusion in my mind as to where this huwa points to. The literal translation of yunfakhu fis-sur is, it is blown into the trumpet. And I do not know exactly what this it means. Okay. And Allah knows best. Anyway, I think we reached the top of the hour, end of the class time, inshallah. I will stop. I will not go to the next ayah. But if anybody has any answer to this question or anybody has any other question, please go ahead. Go ahead, Brother Kamal.
That's miqat is appointed time, and there's also miqat appointed place, like miqat for umrah. Is the same verb, same root.
Miqat. Let me go back. Good question. Very good question. Wherever I have seen, it has been used in the context of waqt, to determine or define time. Okay, to determine or point when something should be done. Okay, waqt is time. Miqat is appointed time, fixed time. Okay, mawqut, time specified. I know what you mean, miqat, in the context of the Hajj. I will have to check in the dictionary if they have an explanation for that. But the answer, the meanings that I have captured seem to refer to time dimension, not the space dimension. Okay. I'm just going there to see if there is anything I can find. Times declared, time in which it be done, a time for prayer, or a particular time. Just a second. Yeah, I mean, one of the places where it says is, yeah, Miqatul Hajj. Actually, Lane's lexicon, Brother Kamal, Lane's lexicon mentions.
Your voice is very.
Sorry, can you hear me fine now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. This mic is very, very sensitive. If I move even 2 inches away, it cannot. Okay. Miqat, actually, so Jazakallah khair for asking. Lane's lexicon actually says everything that's about waqt, okay? But also says, also, meaning in addition to that, it is a place in which a certain action is appointed to be performed. Okay? A place in which a certain action is to be performed. I should mention that in my notes as well. For example, Miqatul Hajj, the place where the pilgrims enter upon the state of Ihram. Okay? Then he gives an example. You say, Haza miqatu ahli sham. Haza miqatu ahli sham. This is the place where the people of Syria enter upon the state of Ihram. Okay. Also, a place in which a meeting is appointed to take place at a particular time. Okay. Al-akhiratu miqatul khalq. Okay. The world to come. The world to come is the place in which mankind are appointed to meet after the resurrection. Yeah. So the miqat does have a meaning of the place of a certain appointment. Correct. Jazakallah khair for asking. It added to our knowledge as well. Now, ayah number 19, inshallah. وَفُتِحَتِ السَّمَاءُ فَكَانَتْ أَبْوَابًا. This waw has two analysis for it. Okay. One is that it is a harfu atf. Other is that it is a vowel hal. Okay. Lil hal. If it is hatf, then the remaining sentence, the following sentence will be ma'tuf to the sentence before. Okay? And if it is hal, then this sentence is hal. So let's talk about the first scenario first. Is harfu atf. Futihat is fi'l madi, mabni lil majhul. Okay, an I file is coming later, and ta is lit ta'nis. Okay, and naib file is as-sama'u, marfu'un. Okay, now let's go back. If we say that this is ma'tuf, okay, which is this option, then you say it is fi mahalli jarrin, because the previous jumla was yunfakhu fi suri fata'atuna afwaja, that was mudaf majrurun or fi mahalli jarrin mudaf ilayhi. So then, because this is ma'tuf to that, we will have to say this is also fi mahalli jarrin and then ma'tuf ala. We don't say ala in this case. Ma'tuf ala jumla sabiqa. Okay. And if it is hal, then it is fi mahalli nasbin jumla haliya. Okay. The reason I'm bringing it up is when it comes to the analysis of a jumla, you can have these scenarios where the same jumla can be either fi mahalli raf'in or jarrin or nasbin, okay, depending on the analysis that you did. In this case, if it is ma'tuf, then it goes with the what is the previous sentence that it is ma'tuf to, because that was fi mahalli jarrin, we said this is also fi mahalli jarrin. But if it is haliya, then we know that the hal by default is mansub. So we have to then say it is fi mahalli nasbin. Okay. Of course, in terms of meaning, if you go with one or the other, there's a slight kind of change. Doesn't really change the actual core of the what is being mentioned, but we can discuss that when we get to the meaning, inshallah. وَفُتِحَتِ السَّمَاءُ فَكَانَتْ أَبْوَابًا. Okay. فَكَانَتْ kana and ta'tanis. Okay. Fa is harfu atf. Kana is fi'l madi, naqis in its meaning. Okay. Naib sorry. Ismu kana mustatir taqdiruhu hiya, and this goes to as-sama. Okay. Goes to as-sama, and then ta is again litanis for feminizing. Okay. Abwaba is khabar kana. Okay. And again, because we said fa is harfu atf, then kanat abwaba, it has to be ma'tuf to something. So if it is, so we can say it is ma'tuf, okay, to jumla sabqa, jumla sabiqa. Now, what is the jumla sabiqa? It is futihat as-sama. And what is the i'rab of that jumla? It is either fi mahalli jarrin or fi mahalli nasbin. So you will see some Arab dictionaries will then say ma'tuf ala jumla sabiqa, and it is either fi mahalli jarrin or fi mahalli nasbin. Again, because ma'tuf creates that, or atf creates that connection with the previous one, and the grammatical rule requires that the what is ma'tuf has the same i'rab as what it is ma'tuf to. So in this case, what it is ma'tuf to has two essential i'rab, fi mahalli jarrin and fi mahalli nasbin. So this jumla also by that rule can have one of the two i'rab. So that's where I'm bringing it up. Just an interesting observation for this particular ayah. And it kind of continues until we break the link of this ma'tuf, okay, or atf. Okay, let's look at the meaning. وَفُتِحَتِ السَّمَاءُ. So we have seen this word before, fataha. Fataha yaftahu, okay, to open, and fataha baina means to judge, to decide. There are other forms, fataha, iftataha, istaftaha, okay. So we are dealing with the Surasi Mujarrad here, fataha to open. So futiha is to be opened, okay, to be opened. So if you go with the translation of harfu atf, the wow, treat wow as a harfu atf, then you will say and, okay, and you can say are opened. Sorry, not are opened. Is opened. Need to work on my English grammar. And is opened what? The sky. And the sky is opened. Okay. Fakanat abwaba. Okay. Okay. And kana, to be or become, and becomes abwaba. Okay. You know, bab, okay, meaning door. Okay. Form 2 for that is bawwaba yubawwibu tabwiban. Divide into chapters, sections, to arrange in groups, classify. The word bab, plural abwab, door, gate, opening, entrance, okay, section. Also, you know how we use the word, this fail belongs to this bab, okay, because bab in Arabic also mean group, class, or category. Okay, so in this case, we are saying this fail belongs to this category, basically. Okay, becomes abwab, basically gates, and some have kind of put a qualification as many gates. Okay? The sky becomes opens, and the sky is opened and becomes many gates. Okay. Again, lit ta'anis, we said here fakanat, because as-sama is considered feminine. Actually, they say it is both muzakkar and muannas in Arabic. In Quran, we have seen it is treated as a feminine. The places where we have seen so far, it's treated as a feminine. I cannot say for sure it is treated as feminine. All the places, but at least the places where we have seen, it is being treated as feminine. Okay, so that's one translation. If you take it as a was this wow in futihat as wow haliya, then we have to say while. Okay, while is opened. While the sky is open, the rest of it is the same. Okay, so in other words, Yawma yunfaqu fi sur fata'atuna afwaja, the day of it being blown into the trumpet, then you will come in crowds while the sky is open and becomes many gates. So while the sky is open and the sky is open. That's really the subtle difference if you take it as a harfu atf versus harfu awal hal. Okay, so that's the difference that you will see. All right. Next one, ayah number 20. Wasuyiratil jibalu fakanat saraba. Wasuyiratil jibalu fakanat saraba. So wow here is harfu atf. This actually analysis is similar to the one that we saw previously. Okay, so I'll just quickly go through it. Suyira is fail madi, mabniun lil majhul. Okay, ta is for litanis. Al jibalu is naib file marfu'un. Fa, kan, kana, and then tautanisi. Again, harfu atf. Fail madi, naqis, and ta is again litanis. And saraba is khabar kana marfu'an. Sorry, khabar kana mansuban. Khabar kana mansuban. And this whole jumla was سيرت الجبال فكانت سرابا معطوفا على جملة سابقة معطوفا على الجملة سابقة. Okay. All right, let's look at the meanings. وسيرت, I think we saw that before. I think in Surah Takwir. Sara yasiru, okay, Sara yasiru, Sin ya ra, yasiru sayran, sayruratun masiran, maisaratan, to move on, to go away, to pass along, to travel. Sayyara yusayyiru tasyiran, form to cause to move along, to set in motion. Sayr mean travel or moving. Siratun, okay, is the state, condition, way, okay, and sayyaratun, caravan, okay, caravan. So here we have a suyyarat. Suyyarat.
देखो करो लगता है स्पीकर वाला.
Okay, here we have suyyarat, which is from sayyara yusayyaru tasyiran. This is a majhul form. So the ma'lum meaning was to cause to move along, okay, or to set in motion. Okay, here it will be to be set in motion, to be set in motion, to be caused to move along. Okay, to be set in motion. Okay, so here and are set in motion. Some have translated this as blown away. Blown, right again. Blown away. Al-Jibal, the mountains. The mountains. Okay. So previously we were told about the Jibal, wal Jibala Autada. Okay, the wal Jibala Autada. We were told from the context of this physical world that we are living in that the mountains are pegs. Pegs are something that hold things down. Okay, and now for that day, a different picture is being given to us, that this is on that day these mountains will be blown away, will be set in motion. So the thing that we considered as peg, as anchors, are basically now themselves are moving around now. Themselves are moving around. Okay. Fakanat saraba. Fakanat saraba. And become and become saraba. So saraba, sariba yasrabu, samia, of water to run on the surface of the ground, to flow, to run. Saraba yasrubu, suruban, sorry, different spelling, with a different masdar, to go forth, to go away. Sarabun, plural asrabun, burrow, hole, den, underground passage, tunnel. This usage of the word was actually in Surat-al-Kahf, when that youth who was traveling with Musa alayhi salam, when he lost the fish, he mentioned that he actually saw that going into the water, like as if there's a tunnel in the water. And then sarab is a word that we are dealing with here. Sarab, mirage, moving, traveling. Okay. And I was thinking, look at the sarab is something that we have a kind of a picture in our mind of somebody in the desert, tired and looking out there, and they see kind of on the surface of the sand or the desert, as if there is water. Okay, but when they reach there, they see that it was really more of an optical illusion. The actual water was never there. Okay? So look at the meaning in the Surah of water to run on the surface of the ground. Okay, and sarab seems to be kind of just an optical illusion, that as if the water is running on the ground. That is just some, I mean, this is how we have been taught what the sarab means. So, and so the mountains are set in motion, and become, okay, like a mirage. Like a mirage. Okay. Just one thing I wanted to point out. Nothing new. You guys, mashallah, know all of this before. Notice the use of Tautanisi, Futihat, Fakanat. And then in Suyirat, Tautanisi, and Fakanat again Tautanisi. Okay. In the case of the first case, the ayah number 19, Fatihat Sama'u, Fakanat Abwaba. The main word, key word was as-sama. Okay. That being feminine, it required the fail to be feminine, and then it required the subsequent fail to be feminine as well. In the case of al-jibal, it is plural. Okay, it is plural. The singular jabal is actually masculine, but because the plural form is used, we know the kullu jama' muannas. It requires again the fail and the second fail to be have tautanisi. So brings that rhythm in the ayah as well. Okay, so one is just feminine by convention. The other one is feminine as a rule that plurals of ghair aqil are treated like feminine singular. Okay. So moving on, inshallah, ayah number 21. Okay. Inna jahannama kanat mirsada. Okay. Inna we know harf tawkidin wa nasbin, so I'll just move on to the next one. Jahannam is ismu inna. Ismu inna. Kanat. Okay, again, fi'l madi, naqis, and ta is for ta'nis. Mirsad is khabar. Kana. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to mention kanat here, and I should have mentioned previously as well, and I missed it, so I take it back. Yeah, I missed it in the previous for kanat saraba. The ismu kana is mustatir taqdiruhu here. I missed that part. Okay, that goes to Jibal. Here, inna jahannama kanat mirsada. So kana is fi'l madi, mabni ala fatha is fi'l naqis, and ismu kana is again mustatir taqdiruhu here, and this here goes to Jahannam. Okay, and now we got the ismu inna Jahannam. Now we need the khabar inna. Khabar inna is actually this jumla fi'liya. Okay, fi mahalli raf'in khabar inna. Okay, so inna jahannama, indeed hell, indeed the hell, kanat is mirsada. Okay, we saw this word before in Surat-al-Fajr. Inna rabbaka labil mirsad. Okay, indeed your Lord is ever watchful. Okay, so rasada yarsudu rasadan, bab nasara, to keep an eye, to observe, to lie in wait, to watch. Mirsad is a ismul makan or masdar. Okay, it is a place of ambush or a watching post, but also as a masdar, it has the meaning of the act of being watchful, the act of waiting for somebody to ambush someone. Okay. So the meaning that I have seen in many dictionaries is indeed the hell is lying in wait. Lying in wait, okay, or lying in ambush. Okay. Indeed, the hell is lying in ambush. So this is actually now a start of a passage which talks about Jahannam and what will be the condition of the people in Jahannam. Okay, may Allah protect us from being those people. And some of the ayat in this are very heavy ayat in terms of the type of torment that the people of Jahannam will go through, and something that should make everyone think about if this is something that we can even afford to have to be in, okay? Which of course the answer will be no. Okay. Ayah number 22. لِلطَّاغِينَ مَآبًا. لِلطَّاغِينَ مَآبًا. So li harfu jar li, and then taghin is a majroor. Okay. Both of these are said to be muta'alliq bi mirsad. They are about the ambush, the masdar mirsad. Ma'aba, okay, this is said to be, it is a badal for mirsad, or it is also said that it is or khabar thani li kana, for kana. So first khabar was mirsad, kanat mirsada. Okay. Now they are saying it can also be khabar thani, khabar number 2 for mirsad, meaning Jahannam, it is lying in ambush, and it is also the ma'ab for taghin. Okay. So now let's look at the meaning. Lit taghin. We have seen this word taga yatghu. Taga yatghi, also yatghu. Both spelling are there. Taga yatghi and taga yatghu. To exceed the proper bound, to be excessive, to be rough, tumultuous, to rage, to overflow. Taghin, plural, is ism al-fa'il taghun. The one who exceeds the proper bound, one who is excessive. Okay. So taghin is a majroor form of it. So for the transgressors, so inna jahannama kanat mirsada, indeed the hell is lying in ambush for the transgressors, and then ma'aba, okay. Ma'ab, we saw that before actually in I think in the Surah Nazi'at. Aba, Hamza, Wauba, Ya'ubu, Auban, Iyaban, to return to one place. I think we saw it in Surah Ghashiyah. I'm mixing it up. Returning, coming back. Surah Ghashiyah, yeah. Awwabun, okay, Ismul Fa'il Wasiqa Mubalagha, the one who sincerely repents and goes back to God, one who keeps going back to God. Ma'ab is a Ismul Makan, place of return, final abode. Okay, goes back to the Surasi Mujarrad meaning of to return to one's place. So Ma'ab is a place of going back, a place of return. Okay, as a place of return, okay, or destination, same thing. Okay. Indeed, the hell is lying in ambush for the transgressors. Okay, and then as a badal for that lying in ambush, you can say it is a place of return for the transgressors, or you can also say it is a khabar number 2. It is a second predicate for kana, that it is the hell is lying in ambush, or it is a place of return for the transgressors. Actually, and it is a place of return for the transgressors. Ayah number 22. I see a raised hand. Actually, it's not there anymore. But Nisar, you had a question, please go ahead.
Oh, yes, I think by meaning doesn't make sense, but I was going to say, since Masadan come, which is a Nakra, and then afterwards Jaro Majroor, so it could be a Naat of the Masadan also. So. But the meaning wise, I think it doesn't. It looks like a muta'alliq is more appropriate than the naat.
Yeah, actually, that you bring up a very, very good point. You know how we have I mean, this is what we were taught,
Yeah.
where that if you have an indefinite noun followed by a jar majroor, the jar majroor can be its naat.
Yeah.
Okay. And I still remember this is how Ustad Asif actually taught us that.
Yeah.
And I mean, how true it is, we can see right now that in this case, if the rule was that it is always naat, then we have to make it naat then.
Yeah.
So in this case, it actually it may be naat. It depends on the situation. But in this case, the mutalik makes more sense than naat.
Correct.
Okay, moving on to the next ayah number 23. This is one of those. Actually, all of them are difficult, but this is very difficult. Maybe everybody feels different. Or heavy ayah. Labithina fiha ahqaba. Labithina fiha ahqaba. Okay. So Labisin, right away we know it is not marfu, so there's something going on here. Okay, so it is not a mubtada khabar or anything. So here, this labisin is actually hal. And hal we know is mansoob. Okay, min taghin. Okay, actually the dictionary gave an interesting. I mean, the way they described it was hal min dhamir mustatir fit taghin. Okay. But then I found a slightly different reference in a different context, which I think it's easier to kind of understand that labisin is a hal for those taghin. But taghin is actually ismul fa'il, and ismul fa'il almost acts like a fail, which means that it has a fa'il. So instead of saying it has the mir mustatir, which whose hal is being described here, we just say that this hal is for the taghin themselves, just to make things a little bit simpler. So labisin is a hal, fi mahali nasmin. Actually, not fi mahali nasmin, it is actually mansoob. We can see an alamatu nasbihi is a ja. Fiha jar wa majroor. Again, ha here goes to Jahannam, feminine. And ahqaba is zarf zaman mansoob. Okay, zarf zaman mansoob. Let's look at the meanings. Labithina, labisa yalbasu, labsan, to remain, to abide, to keep doing something. Okay. And labith, which is ismul fa'il, plural labisuna, one who remains in a place. So labithina is a mansoob form. Okay. And then abiding or staying or remaining. Remaining, fiha, in it, meaning in the hell, in the Jahannam, ahqaba. So haqiba, yahqabu, haqban. Bab samia, of camel's urine or milk to become suppressed. Okay. Of rain to be withheld. Okay. And then ihtaqaba, yahtaqabu, ihtiqaban, to bind a bag behind oneself, or horse or camel. That's where the haqiba comes from, the bag, okay, that we have seen in Medina books, many places. Hukubun is a ear or ears. Okay, I think this word is used, I believe, in Surah Kahf. And then hukubun, plural, is ahqab, means long period of time. And some have said a period of 80 years. Some have said a period of 80 years, and others have, without specifying a number, they have said a long period of time. Okay. And then this is here the plural form is used. Okay, meaning long periods of time, not a long period of time, but to emphasize, because long period of time itself is actually is kind of depressing to be in Jahannam. Okay, but to say that it is long periods of time, okay, it's not just one time, but long periods of time, and there is no set kind of number how many periods, how many, because even if hukb means one period of 80 years. Here it says ahqab. How many periods are those? Are they 2? Are they 3? First of all, because it's plural, and from the simple Arabic kind of rules of single, dual, plural, we know it's plural. So it's 3 or more. Okay. So minimum, even if you agree with that 80 years, minimum is 80 times 3 is 320 years. But it actually is limitless. It can be many periods of long time. Okay. In it, for the translation that has been done is for ages, okay, or long periods of time. Okay. So again, something to think about when we're reciting this ayah, that what a difficult time to spend in it. Okay. Labithina fiha aqaba, staying or remaining in it long periods of time. And here's another interesting part. Notice the word labithina. When we were analyzing Surat-al-Kahf, the word that was used for the people of Jannah there was makithina fihi abada. Makithina fihi abada. They will live in it forever. But why makithina versus labithina? And we talked about it at that time. So my apologies for repeating myself here. Makatha yamkusu is staying somewhere with a with anticipation, with waiting for something, for looking for something, hoping for something. So it's kind of a good way of living. Okay, I mean, one thing that we sometimes forget is when we are young and when we are kind of going through most of periods of our lives, is that we are always anticipating something. Okay? That anticipation gets us through so many kind of makes everything interesting around us. One of the reasons why people who reach old age, who are not working and have kind of their families have moved out, or some of their friends have passed away and families have passed away, they lose hope in this life because they don't anticipate for anything. Okay, and that is where they go into a depression, because they have nothing to look forward to. But the condition of people who are living in the Jannah is described by a fail which contains the anticipation while you are somewhere. So, but in this case, labisina, on the other hand, is just the pure act of staying with no anticipation. So being in that state, living somewhere with all the other physical torment, and then of course this mental torture in terms of that this is just never going to end. Okay? And I sometimes think I have this bad habit of not being patient to stand in the queues. Okay, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help me with that. But if I see a queue, I try to avoid it. I would say, okay, maybe I can just do some other time and avoid this queue. And then I sometimes think I can't even stand in a queue in such a comfortable place for, let's say, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe an hour. It's so difficult. So, God forbid, what will be the condition of people in the Jahannam who are going to be there for basically with zero anticipation for all this time? At least in a queue, I have an anticipation that I will get my work done. Okay, and this work will be finished after this. Over there, I don't even know when will it end, and there's no outcome that I'm expecting after that time either. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from this state, inshallah. La yazuquna fiha bardan wala sharaba. Ayah number 24. La here is nafiya, negation. Yazuquna, fail mudare, marfu. Waw is damir muttasil fi mahli raf'in fa'il. Fiha, okay, fi and ha, again jar wa majroor. Ha goes to Jahannam. And burden is maf'ulun bihi for yazuquna. Waw is harfu atf. And this la is actually a zaida, and it is here for taqeed, lit taqeed. Wala sharaba is ma'tufun ala barda. Okay. And now the reason this second la is zaida is because the meaning would not have changed if the la was taken away. Okay. Of course, taqeed would not have been there, but la is not. It's not like la is bringing negation for sharaba, because the burden itself was already a maf'ul bihi for yazuquna, and there was a la before yazuquna. Okay, so the grammatically the sentence would have been correct as la yazuquna fiha bardam wa sharaba. Okay, but the second la, the additional la, actually brings more emphasis to it. Okay, that this will even that they will not be able to taste bard, and they will not be able to taste sharab. So let's look at the meaning. La yazuquna, not. Okay, and then yazuquna, zaqa yazuqu, zal waqaf, zawqan, zawaqan, madaqan, madaqatan, to taste something by mouth, to experience something. Okay, and then form 4 is adaka yuziku idaqatan, to cause to taste, to cause to suffer. Okay, and not they will taste. Fiha, in it, meaning in the hell. Burden, baruda yabrudu brudatan, also barada yabrudu burden. To be or become cold, chill, cold, to be or become motionless. Bard, coolness or cool. Barid, cool and refreshing. Okay, so bardan is basically coolness, any coolness, any coolness. They will not taste in it or experience in it any coolness. Wala sharaba, you can say nor. Sharab is drink. Okay, or any drink, or any drink. Okay, la yazuquna fiha bardan wala sharaba. Continue on. Illa hamimum wa ghasaqa. Illa hamimum wa ghasaqa. So illa, we know, is a harfu istisna. Hamiman is mustasna. Mustasna. And it is mansub because it's a mustasna. And there are two kind of explanations given which are kind of exactly opposite of each other. So I'm going to try to mention both, but I cannot honestly do justice to explaining at least one side, because the other one seems more logical to me. But of course, it's somebody saying who doesn't have the complete knowledge, so doesn't mean too much. They say is muttasil or munqati. Okay. I cannot explain why they're saying muttasil, but the munqati part is explained because they are saying, maybe I'll come to it when we look at the meaning of it, inshallah. Okay, that's fine. We'll skip it for now. And ghasaqa is harfu atf, and ghasaqa is ma'tufun ala hamim. Okay, let's look at the meaning and then we'll come back to the analysis of why is it munqati or muttasil. Illa, except. Remember the previous ayah was they will not taste in it any coolness or any drink except hamim. Okay, so hamma, mudaf verb, ha mim mim, yahummu hamman, to heat, to make hot. Humuman, of God, to decree. Hamim is a ismul file and also ismul maf'ul. It can have been used for both. Ala sigha mubalagha. Boiling water also means intimate friend or close relative. Okay, So except boiling / scalding water. Okay. And then ghasaq. Ghasaqa yaghsiqu ghusuqan or ghasqan, to be very dark. Okay. Wallayli idha ghasaq. I think that's where we saw this in Surah Falaq. Ghasiq. Okay. Ismul fa'il, the night, early part of the night. Okay. And then ghasaq is ismul fa'il ala sigha mubalagha. The pus or the thick purulent matter. I need to fix the spelling here. That flows and drips from the skins of inmates of the fire of hell. Okay, this seems to be a kind of meaning extracted from the ayah itself. Okay, the thick or the purulent matter that flows and drips from the skins of the inmates of the fire of the hell. So, kind of the closest thing that we can see from this world point of view is the pus. Okay, that is flows out of from the body sometime. Okay, so and the translation I have seen is oozing pus. Okay, oozing pus. So now that we know kind of the meaning of the whole ayah, la yazukuna fiha bardan wala sharaba, along with the next one, illa hamima wa ghasaqa, because that kind of completes the whole this part of the sentence. They will not taste in it any coolness or nor any drink except boiling water or scalding water. Okay, not just boiling, but scalding water, something that's just going to burn them from the inside. Waghsaqa. Okay, so the explanation that they gave was that because hamim, so for the explanation for the hamim, okay, is because hamim, let me write it down. Hamim is not of the genus of the forbidden drinks to them. Of the forbidden drinks for them. So essentially what they are saying is the first part of the previous ayah, la yazukuna fiha bardan wala sharaba, that basically lists two things which are basically haram on them, which they cannot taste. One is coolness or any drink. Okay. So because those drinks have been excluded, have been, I shouldn't say excluded, have been made haram for them. They cannot taste them. But then an exception is made, but the exception is not of the things which is haram on them. Meaning hamim, scalding water, and the oozing pus, they will taste that. Okay. So they are not, they don't belong to the mustasna minhu. Mustasna minhu being sharab, something that they are not allowed to drink. Hence, it is not a muttasil, it's a munqati. That's kind of, so it kind of makes sense to me that it does not, hamim is not a sharab that's haram on them. So hence it is not of our type of sharab. Allah knows best. All right, next one, ayah number 26. Jaza'an wifaqa. Jaza'an wifaqa. Jaza'an is actually maf'ulun mutlaq. Maf'ulun mutlaq. Okay, li fi'l mahzuf. فعل محذوف تقديره جوزوا sorry جزاء وفاقة. So juzu is actually a fail madi mabni lil majhul. Okay, so jaza juzu, sorry, what I'm saying, jaza yajzi means to recompense. Okay. And then juzu will be, they will be recompensed. They will be recompensed. A, jaza, and then we look at the meaning shortly. And then wifaqa is not for jazaan. Meaning, jaza, we saw that before. Sorry. Jaza means reward or penalty. Okay. So here it is being said in, of course, a negative way of saying reward. Okay. A reward or recompense. Recompense. Okay. Wifaqa. Okay. Wafiqa yafiqu wafqan. Okay. I need to make a typo fix here. Wafaqa. Okay. To be right, to be appropriate, to be suitable. Wafaqa yuwaffiqu tawfiqan, to make suitable, to cause, to reconcile, to bring agreement. Okay. And then wifaq. Okay. Wifaq, accordance, state of being suitable, unity, harmony. That's where the in even Urdu we use this word wifaq. And then tawfiq is the act of reconciliation, success. So wifaq is in this case an appropriate or fitting. Okay. An appropriate or fitting. Okay. So they will be recompensed with a fitting recompense. They will be rewarded with a fitting reward. And this is being said about the things which we just read. Okay. Inna jahannama kanat mirsada litaghina ma'aba labisina fiha ahqaba. They will live in it for ages. La yazuquna fiha bardan wala sharaba illa hamima wa ghasaqa. They will not taste in it any coolness or any drink except scalding water and oozing pus. They will be recompensed with a fitting recompense. Okay, so this is not something that they will say that we are being unjustly being treated, but rather this is going to be fitting with their crimes in this world, okay, and whatever they had earned. Innahum kanu la yarjuna hisaba. Ayah number 27. Innahum kanu la yarjuna hisaba. Okay, so innahum, inna and hum. So inna wa ismuha. So hum is ismu inna fi mahalli nasbin. Kanu fail madi naqis. Waw is damir muttasil fi mahalli raf'in. Ismu kana. La is nafiya. Okay. Yarjuna fail mudare marfu. Fa'il is this waw damir muttasil. Hisaba mafulun bihi. Okay. So we have the ismu inna. Now we need to establish the khabar. Sorry, let's go one step at a time. We got the ismu kana, which is the waw. What is the khabar? Khabar kana is the jumla fi'liya. La yarjuna hisaba. Jumla fi'liya. Jumla fi'liya fi mahalli nasbin khabar kana. And then where is the khabar inna? This jumla. Kanu la yarjuna hisaba. Jumla fi'liya fi mahalli raf'in khabar kana. Okay. Innahum kanu la yarjuna hisaba.
Inna.
Oh, sorry. You're right. I'm saying something and writing something else.
I know.
Khabar inna. Okay. Innahum, indeed they. Indeed they. Kanu, were. La, not. Yarjuna. Okay. I missed my 58. Right here. Raja, Raj, Jim, Wow, Yarju, Rajaan, Rajatan, Marjatan. To hope, to wish, to look forward to expect. Okay. Indeed, they were not expecting. They were not expecting, or they were not, also another translation is fearing. They were not expecting or fearing what? Hisab. Okay. Okay. An account. An account or a reckoning. My spelling are always weak. Reckoning. Okay. So even though it is a fitting recompense, the important thing here that we are being reminded is that they weren't expecting this account. They weren't fearful of this account. If they were fearful, then they would have taken a different path. Okay. So they weren't expecting it. They were just doing whatever they thought that they need to do. But when they face that reward, then they will realize that this is fitting, this is appropriate, and secondly, that they will realize that we never really expected it, that this is going to happen. Okay. Let's see if we can quickly finish the next two ayat. وَكَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا كِذَّابًا. So واو is harf atf. كذبوا فعل ماضي مبني على ضمة. واو is ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل. B آياتي إن. 3 words. B is harf jar. آياتي is اسم مجرور. Na is مضاف إليه. And then كذابة is of course مفعول مطلق. Okay. Meaning كذب يكذب, we have seen it many times before, to deny, to accuse of lying, okay, to refute, okay. So, and they denied. Okay, they denied what? Our signs. Okay, a denial, meaning emphasis now on the denial. Okay, first in the verb and then in the masdar. Okay, that they denied a denial. Like truly, they did the denial the way the denial is supposed to be. Okay, of about our signs. Okay. Next ayah, ayah number 20. Which ayah we are on? 29. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ كِتَابًا. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ كِتَابًا. Okay. Interesting analysis. We continue on from this point on. Ayah number 29. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ كِتَابًا. So wow here is coming as a harfu atf. Kulla here is actually mafulun bihi li fi'l mahzuf. يفسره ما بعده. وتقديره 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 و سينا كل شيء شيء in. Okay, because the verb that's coming after shay'in is ahsayna. This kulla is actually mafulun bihi for the verb ahsa, but because mafulun bihi comes after the fail. Here it says it is a maf'ulun bihi for the fail which is mahzuf, but it is understood from the one which is coming after it, which is ahsa. And kulla, of course, comes as a mudaf, and shay'in is mudaf ilayhi, majrurun, and then ahsayna. So ahsa, na, and then hu. Okay, so this is fail madi. Na is the muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il, and hu is maf'ulun bihi. Okay, and then this jumla is actually jumla tafsiriya. And kitaban is actually naib anil masdar. Okay, because ahsa lima'ana kataba. Once we look at the meaning, inshallah, it will make sense. All right. Wa kulla shay'in ahsaynahu kitaba. Just a quick recap. We have seen kulla a lot of times. Kullun always comes as mudaf. If there is a tanween, it is for compensation for the omitted mudaf ilayhi. When followed by a definite noun, it means all of or whole of, entire of, and when followed by an indefinite, it means every. Okay, so here the meaning is and every shay'in, okay, thing, matter, okay, or something, and everything, okay, ahsaynahu. So hasa, ha, sad, ya, yahsa, hasiyan, bab, daraba, to cast a pebble or to or small stone at someone. So an ahsa yuhsi ihsaan, to count, to enumerate, to number. Okay, we saw that actually in Surah Kahf as well. So ahsaynahu, we enumerated it. We enumerated it. Kitaban. Okay. So kataba yaktubu, we know the meaning, to write, to record. In writing or on record. Okay. So that's where you can now see the meaning of ahsa and kataba. You can see the similarity between the two. So ahsa is to enumerate, also to record, okay, to list. And kitaban is also to record, to write, to list. Okay. So wakulla shay'in ahsaynahu kitaba, and everything we enumerated in writing. Okay. And everything we enumerated in writing. Okay. So kind of it goes back to connecting back to the ayah of number 27. Innahum kanu la yarjuna hisaba. They weren't expecting any account. Okay. They weren't expecting any reckoning, any account, and they kept denying our signs. But Allah is reminding, وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ كِتَابًا. We recorded everything. Okay. And the emphasis seems to be on recording it, enumerating it, because the ahsa and kataba are synonyms, and there's a maf'ul mutlaq involved here. And of course, the other emphasis is on kulla. Kulla means everything. Okay, so recording and everything, both are important in this ayah. Wa kulla shay'in ahsaynahu kitaba. And then fazuqu falan nazidakum illa adaba. According to some scholars, this is probably the most you can say it's the toughest ayah in the Quran. Okay, it's the toughest ayah in the Quran according to some scholars. Once we look at the meaning, inshallah, we will understand it more. So fazuqu, there are three parts to it. Fa, zuq, and wow. Okay. Different Arab dictionaries have done different analysis for this. Okay. For example, according to Yaqut, and I'm just going to write here so that we can make a table here. Yeah, according to Yaqut, this is fa sababiyya. Okay, al-fa sababiyya. According to Nurul Yaqeen, this is actually a al-fa'u waqiyatu fi jawab shart mahzuf. Mahzuf. Okay, and taqdiruhu in كذبتم في الدنيا okay فذوقوا okay so if you deny in this dunya, then taste okay the punishment and so on. Okay, and then the last one is Muhyiddin Darwish. Okay, going to him, this is, we have not studied that in Medina books, fa'u ta'liliya. Okay, so something that he mentioned, I didn't find any reference for that in Medina books, and unless I missed it. But we of course have lamu ta'lil, but I couldn't find any reference of fa'u ta'lil. Okay. So anyway, so those are the three different analysis that I noticed in there. And then zuqu, this is fail amr. Okay. Mabni ala hasf noon, and waw is damir muttasil fi mali raf'in fa'il. Okay. Mali raf'in fa'il. And maf'ulun bihi in this case is mahzuf, but kind of understood that it is what, from the context we know what is said to be that they will taste. Okay. And then falan nazidakum, again fa, and then lan. Again, three different analysis actually. According to Yaqut, this fa is actually ta'liliya. Ta'liliya, I think I missed something. Misspelling. Ta'liliya. According to Nurul Yaqeen, is also ta'liliya. And according to Darwish, it is atf. Okay. And then, so this was actually, I should have mentioned for this. And harfu nafi, lan, wa istiqbal, wa nasb. Nazidakum, mudare, mansoob, fa'il mustatir, taqdiruhu nahnu, goes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And kum is ma'fulun bihi awwal. Illa we know is a harfu istisna. And then azaban is ma'fulun bihi thani. Okay. If you look at the meanings, فَذُوقُوا فَلَن نَزِيدَكُمْ إِلَّا عَذَابًا. So we know zaqa yazuqu. I think we saw this before, didn't we? Where did we do zaqa? Yeah, la yuzuquna fiha bardum. So we already saw that before. Okay. Here, so fazuqu. So taste. So taste. Okay. Taste what? Implicitly, this means taste the punishment. Taste the punishment. Okay. Falan and never. Never. Nazidakum. Sorry, never will, meaning this is the future. Nazidakum. So zada, zai, ya, dal, yazidu, ziyadatan. To be or become greater, become more, grow, increase, multiply. Mazid is a verbal noun, augmenting, increasing, being more. So nazidakum, we increase. So never will we increase you, maf'ulun bihi. Never will we increase you except adaba, except punishment. Okay, that's where it's a very scary ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so angry, so unhappy with this group of people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, almost sarcastically, that they will basically taste the punishment. Normally, when we say taste, normally, not always, but normally it means to taste food. Okay? Food is something good. But here, so taste or experience the punishment. And then it says, and never will we increase you except the punishment. Okay? Meaning their punishment will keep increasing day by day, day by day. Their punishment will keep getting severe and severe. Okay, so that is why I guess scholars say this is one of the scariest of the ayat in the Quran. May Allah protect us from being among those people. Move on to the next ayah, inshallah, ayah number 31. So that finishes, by the way, that ayah finishes the passage for the people of Jahannam. Now starts the passage which is for people in the Jannah, the Muttaqeen. Ayah number 31. Inna lil muttaqina mafaza. Inna. I remember I used this ayah actually in one of the quizzes, and many people were not happy with it. But I think most of you now probably are very comfortable with the i'rab for this now, inshallah. So inna we know is harf tawkidin wa nasbin. Lil muttaqina. See, when you initially studying about inna, the way it is taught is that you have inna and then ismu inna and the khabar inna. People keep expecting that the ismu inna is always going to be right after inna and khabar will come later. But that's not the case in this case, and that's why this got included in the quiz. There's a small twist to it, and the twist was that lil muttaqina is jar wa majroor, and together this makes up. So this is fi mahalli raf'in khabar inna, and mafaza is ismu inna, or you can say ismu inna muakhar, and khabar inna muqaddam. Khabar inna came before the ismu inna. Again, the rule, as you know, is from mubtada khabar is that if the mubtada, or in this case ismu inna, is indefinite, and the jar and the khabar is jar majroor or a zarf, then the jar majroor and or the zarf will come before the ismu inna or mubtada. Meaning, inna lil muttaqina mafaza, indeed lil muttaqina. Okay, so we know the meaning of muttaqi comes from waqa, waw qafiya, yaqi, waqiyan wiqayatan, to protect, to shield, to guard. Form 8 is ittaqa yattaqi ittiqa'an. The original was ivtaqa, okay, from waw as a root. However, the waw got assimilated or got merged into ta, so that's why you have the shad on the ta. Ittaqa, to be pious, to be mindful of, to be conscious of, okay, to be aware of, to guard against, to protect. Taqwa, we know awareness of God, mindfulness of God, or piety. And then muttaqin, it's a manqus noun, that's why the ja is dropped. The definite form will be al-muttaqi, plural being muttaquna, one who is conscious of God, or pious. Okay. So lil muttaqina, okay, for the ones who are conscious of God, for the ones who are conscious of God. Okay. Mafaza, faza, fa, waw, za, yafuzu, fawzan, to be successful, to triumph, to accomplish. Then mafaz, fulfillment, winning, success. Okay. Is a fulfillment. Is a fulfillment. So for the indeed, for the ones who are conscious of God, okay, or you can say righteous. For the ones who are conscious of God or righteous, indeed, there is a fulfillment for them, okay, on basically on the day of judgment. There's a fulfillment for them. Hadaiqa wa a'naba. Hadaiqa. This is badal min mafaza. Okay. Substitute from mafaza, and then waw is harf atf, and then a'naba is ma'dufun ala hadaiqa. Okay. Hadaiqa, hadaqa yahdiqu, hadqan, to encircle, to encompass, to look, to glance. And then hadiqatun, plural hadaiqa, hadaiqu, mamnu min as-sarf on the version of mafa'ilu, means garden. So hadaiq is gardens. Okay. Gardens and a'nab. So annaba yu'annibu, ta'niban, of grape wine, to produce grapes. And then inabun, collective noun, grapes, wines, and a'nab. Sorry, that's a collective noun, and then it can also be used as a noun with the plural being anab, meaning grape or type of grape. The typical translation I have seen is and vineyards, gardens and vineyards. Okay, that was ayah number 32. Ayah number 33. وَكَوَاعِبَ أَتْرَابًا. وَكَوَاعِبَ أَتْرَابًا. Wow, again harf atf. كواعب, again معطوف على حدائق, and then أترابا is نعت to كواعب. These are short ayat, inshallah. We'll go through them quickly. وكواعب. So كواعب. So كعب, كاف عين با, يكعب, يكعب, كعوبا. To be full and round, be swelling breasts. كعب, plural كعبان, ankle bone or heel. Okay, this word is used, Ka'ab is also used in Quran. And then Al-Kaaba, from same root, proper noun. Kaaba, the sacred house in Mecca. And then Ka'ibun, plural Kawa'ib, youthful maidens, well-formed maidens, full and round, having swelling breasts. Okay. So kawaib and full blossomed maidens. Some have translated this as youthful. Okay, just youthful. Youthful maidens, sorry. Okay. And then atraba, tariba yatrubu, turban, to become dusty, to have much dust. Okay. To become poor. I think we saw that word in, I think, Surah Balad, if I'm not mistaken. Matraba, Zal Matraba, I think we saw that. Za Matraba. So the word that we are dealing with here is atrab, which is a plural of tirbun. Okay. And the meaning here for that word is of similar age or companion. Okay. Similar age or companion. So the typical translation of this is of equal age. Okay. So inna lil muttaqina mafaza hadaiqa wa a'naba wa kawaiba atraba. Indeed, for the ones who are conscious of God is a fulfillment, gardens and vineyards, and full blossom maidens of equal age. Okay. Waka'asan dihaqa. Waka'asan dihaqa. Wow, again, harfu atf. Ka'asan is ma'tufun ala hadaiq. And dihaqa is not. Ka'asan, interesting noun, has no verbal root. And the meaning itself says it is a cup which is full of wine. Okay. Say the dictionary said that if it doesn't have wine, then it won't be called ka'san. Okay. But rather only if it is full of wine, then it will be called ka'san. And then so ka'san is and filled wine cups. Dihaqa, interestingly, I could not find the mudare form for it. So dahaqa, and the masdar as well. I could not find a mudare form. If somebody has come across the mudare form, please do share and I will inshallah update it.
Yadhaqo.
Yadhaqu. Based on which dictionary, brother?
This is Quranic dictionary by Lutfur Rahman.
Lutfur Rahman, dahaqa, yadhaqu. Okay.
Dahaqa, yadhaqo, dahqan.
Okay. I'll check again. I thought I checked and I could not find a reference for it in that dictionary. Maybe I did not look it up properly. Okay, I'll check again. Jazakallah khair for sharing. Okay. Dahaqa yadhaqu. So to fill to the brim, dahaqan, to be full to the brim, to be overflowing. Okay. So dahaqan, filled to the brim. Okay. So wine cups, which the cups itself is basically, the definition is that it is full, but then in order to emphasize dahaqan is that it is full to the brim. Okay, meaning there is abundance which is available there, and there's no scarcity of anything good, inshallah. Okay. Ayah number 35. La yasma'una fiha lagwan wala kizzaba. Okay. La yasma'una fiha lagwan wala kizzaba. So la is la nafiya. Yasma'una fi'l mudare marfu. Waw is damir muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il. Fiha jar wa majroor. Okay. Lagwan maf'ulun bihi. Waw is harfu atf. This la is once again a zaida, and this is for ta'kid. Wala kizzaba. Kizaba is ma'atufun ala lagh. Okay. Let's look at the meanings, inshallah. Not. Okay. Yasma'una. So we know sami'a yasma'u to hear. Okay. Not. They will hear. Fiha. In it. Okay. In it. Lagh. Okay. We have seen this word before. Not sure what happened here. I think there is some weird stuff that happened here. I'll have to fix it, inshallah. Let me just quickly highlight it. Okay. Okay. So, laga, lam, ghain, waw, yalghu, to speak, to be null. Okay. Also, to talk nonsense, to make useless idle talk, to talk outrageously, to make mistakes in speaking. Okay. Laghu, unintended utterance, vain, idle talk. Laghiya, I think we saw that in Surah Ghashiyah. Vain, idle talk, offensive talk, obscene talk, grammatical mistake, incorrect usage. Okay. So here we are looking at laghu, which is vain and idle talk. Okay. They will not hear in it vain, idle talk. Okay. And not kizaba. Okay. Basically kizab here with the meaning of we saw that before. Kazaba yukazibu, previous one. Yeah, kizab. They say it's an intensified masdar of Yemeni dialect, adamantly denying or strongly accusing of lying. Okay. The translation, however, in this particular ayah has been any falsehood. Any falsehood. They will not hear in it any vain or idle talk or any falsehood. Okay. Which itself is actually a big ni'mah. If you think about it, even in this dunya, if we can stay away from such things, it itself can be a big blessing. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. But over there, by design, it will not happen. Over here, we have to, we are put in a test, and we have to actually consciously try and stay away from such things. But over there, by design, this will not be possible. Ayah number 36. Jaza'an min rabbika ata'an hisaba. Actually, I forgot one thing. The analysis of this whole jumla. La yasma'una fiha lagwan wala kizaba. This jumla, two analysis I saw. One was that this jumla failure is fi mahalli nasbin na'at li hada'iqa. Okay. Remember, hada'iqa was indefinite, and this jumla, which came after many ma'atuf nouns like An-Nabaa, Kawa'iba, and Ka'asan, this jumla is a na'at for hada'iqa. Okay. Because we can see that in the la yasma'una fiha, in this, the ha in fiha actually goes to hada'iqa, meaning in the gardens they will not hear any vain talk or any falsehood. And then the other analysis is that this jumla is au haliya, again fi mahalli nasbin, with sahibuhu al-muttaqin. that this will be the state of those muttaqin, which are being referred to in that ayah, Inna lil muttaqina mafaza, that they will not hear la yasma'una fiha lagwan wala kizaba. That's another analysis that I found in one of the dictionaries. Moving on, inshallah, to ayah number 36. Jaza'an min rabbika ata'an hisaba. Okay. Jaza'an, say it's a maf'ul mutlaq. Maf'ul mutlaq. And the analysis is, sorry, maf'ul mutlaq li fi'l mahzuf. Li fi'l mahzuf. تقديره جزاهم الله بذلك جزاء. Okay. Allah will reward them with that jaza. Allah will reward them with that jaza. Mir rabbika harfu jar. Rabbi ism majroor wa huwa mudaf and ka is mudaf ilayhi. And then ata'an. Okay. Ata'an, here they say it's a badlu kul min kul. Min jaza. Okay. It's a badlu kul min kul from for jaza, the word that came at the beginning of the ayah. And then hisaban is badal again min jaza. Okay. Some have said, or it is a not li ata bima'ana kafiyan. Okay, we will look at the meaning later, inshallah. But for now, let's just do the i'rab for now. Let's look at the meanings. Jaza'an, jaza jajzi, jaza jajzi, jaza'an. Let me just make sure I'm saying the. I think we already did the jaza before. Jaza. Jaza wifaqa right here. Yeah, jaza jajzi, jaza'an, to recompense, to reward. Okay. So a reward from Rabbika, your Lord. I actually brought in, I know I've been going over the word Rabb without bringing in the meaning for it, except I did it actually, I think, in probably the first surah that we analyzed in this juz, the Surah An-Nas. So I brought that meaning back. It'll be interesting to kind of look at that meaning. So Rabba, so mudaf verb, yarubbu, rabban, or ribabatan, masdar. To be a master, be a lord, to have possession, to control, also means to rear, to foster, to nourish. The word rabbun, plural arbab, means master, lord, owner. The word Rabb, compared to the name Allah, highlights caring and fostering. Okay, that's interesting. It can be used to refer to other than Allah as well. For example, in Surah Yusuf, وَقَالَ لِلَّذِي ظَنَّ أَنَّهُ نَاجٍ مِّنْهُمَا اذْكُرْنِي عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ فَأَنْسَاهُ الشَّيْطَانُ Shaytanu zikra rabbihi falabisa fi sijni bid'a sinina. Okay. So here the word Rabb twice in the same ayah has been used to refer to someone other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he said, meaning Yusuf said to one of them whom he knew would go free. This is the story when he was in a prison. Mention me before your master. So the word your master, okay, Rabbaka, and sorry, Rabbika, in the Rabbika, your master. But Satan or Shaitan made him forget the mention to his master, okay, Rabbihi. And Joseph remained in prison several years. Okay, he's remained. So here the word Rabb has been used in the Quran to refer to someone other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Regular usage of the word Rabbud Dar, for example, means owner of the house. Feminine is Rabbatun. Plural of the feminine is Rabbatun, meaning mistress or lady. Rabbatul Bayt is housewife. Okay. So I thought I should bring it up. And again, the reason I'm pointing it out is notice this word Rabb in this surah is brought in for the first time. It wasn't mentioned initially when when we were reminded of all the creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or when we were reminded of the day of the Yawmul Fasl, or all the mention of the Jahannam and the people of Jahannam. But when there is a mention of the Muttaqeen as part of their state, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Jaza'am min Rabbika, meaning again, somebody who cares, who's compassionate. Okay, so just kind of highlight that part. Jaza'am min Rabbika, ata'an. Okay. Ata, ain, ta, waw, ya'atu, to take something in hand. Okay. And then form 4 we know is ata yu'ti ita'an. We saw that in Medina books many places. Doubly transitive, to give or grant, present something to someone. And the interesting note here is that ata yu'ti ita'an, form 4, from ata ya'ti, also means to give. But ata has the meaning of giving as a favor. Okay, so ata is really to give or grant something as a favor. Okay, while ata can be used for obligatory giving as well. Okay, as giving by the way of favor. For example, as well as giving by the favor. So like ita zakah, for example, that's obligatory asan to give zakat. Okay, so it is not, we are not doing a favor on anyone. Basically, we have to give zakah as, because it's obligated on us. So ata is gift, favor, bounty, donation. Okay. So a reward from your Lord, ata, a gift, hisaban. Okay. So a couple of meanings that which are captured here in the translations is, one is fitting. Another one is due by account. Okay. It's kind of the interesting meaning now, that a reward from your Lord. Okay. And then ata is now a badal from jaza, meaning a substitute in full. Okay. So this ata is basically all of it is a reward, is considered a substitute for as a reward, but it is not just a gift. The bringing in of the word hisab brings in that there is something, that this gift is being given. There is some account, there is some reason. Okay, there is some suitability for which this gift is being given. Okay, so yes, we know from from our general understanding of the Day of Judgment and how it will be the Day of Judgment, on how everybody's hisab will be done, and we know that people who go to the Jannah will not go because of their deeds, but they will go there because of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But it is not that they had no account, they had no deeds, they had nothing, and the Rahma was the only thing that got them into paradise. Maybe I'm not saying it right, but there was something they did do something in this life which made them eligible to get the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, get the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this hisab is to make sure that this is not purely a gift, but rather a gift only for the ones who have an account, okay, who have a favorable account. I think I'm done with this ayah. I see a raised hand. Brother Nisar, please go ahead.
Yes, I have two points. One point right now when you say jaza. Jaza is a reward. It can be good or can be for bad, right?
Correct.
And this is the reason why the atain is used for there. And then hisaban.
Yeah.
Because
Because
jaza
even
can be both ways, right?
exactly, even in the previous passage, when talking about the people of Jahannam, jazaam wifaqa,
Correct.
a fitting reward. Yes.
A fitting reward. Yeah. Like by your question, the initial one was as I was defining the Rabb. Rabb could be a master other than the God, right?
Yeah.
So I think to my point, the same thing is so does the God. God could be different things. So when we use the word God in the terms of, for example, we say inna lil muttaqina mafazan, I think won't it think even preferable that we say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because word muttaqi came in. So
sorry, I didn't fully understand the question. Where would it be would it be appropriate to say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?
rather saying that the for the one who are conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, rather conscious of God.
Oh, okay.
Gods are similar to Rabb. There is so many gods for other things. On the same token, when I was studying with Zahir, remember La ilaha illallah. So they say illah, they were saying is the mufarrad. It does not belong to ilahin. You can compare it. So on the same thing here in muttaqin, when the loves comes in, so the God could be several gods. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, muttaqi is only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Correct. Valid point. And I think there is a probably a bigger debate. Not that I have heard that debate in detail, but I know that there is some debate about the use of the word God with a capital G to refer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether it's right or wrong. But I do remember one of the scholars, he mentioned with the right intention, using the word God for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if it is understood that it is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is fine. Because especially many English-speaking people know the word God, but they may not, or they're more comfortable with the word God, but they may not be very comfortable with the word Allah in the beginning, at least. Okay. Yeah. So his point was, with the right intention and with the overall context that this word God refers to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is fine. Also in the in English, the use of the lowercase versus uppercase makes a difference. The uppercase God becomes a proper noun, and which from our point of view refers to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but the lowercase G now can be any God. Okay, so like Ilah.
Yeah, so, but the other faith guy, that's what my point is. They also use the capital G.
Okay.
In their books. So that's where the confusion comes in. To me, if we are talking about the way they come muttaqi and all type of thing, at least the people who are studying Quran and so forth, etc. I think it should be preferable, but I'm still
I've actually seen even some of the Quranic dictionaries I've seen.
Yes, exactly. That's one point. All the other translation, etc. They still use God.
Yeah. So,
but
to me, I think either one is fine as long as the intention is fine, and from the proper context, it does mean Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Correct.
Abdullah Yusufali translation always uses the word God.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I saw that all
And
the
that is true for Lord as well. Lord.
yeah, Lord, guardian, lot of stuff. But I'm thinking the people who have the intention of learning the Arabs and Surf, etc., so should start becoming a habit from now on to when it comes to the Quran or when it comes to the etc. I think we should use the proper noun where you call La ilaha illallah. You cannot compare to Allah in any way.
correct.
With the Arab actually tells us that is not a comparison at all.
True,
When
but
it's in-
my
In
point,
Arabic.
brother
In
Nisar,
Arabic,
is,
but this is English, yeah.
yeah,
I
because
understand.
it's English, and
Yeah.
and many Quranic dictionaries and Quranic translations have used the word God.
Almost all of them, brothers.
Yeah. It's not inappropriate. It still refers to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Right, correct. I have not used the word inappropriate, so because I think we should, as a student, start making an effort to distinguish, from the Arabic to the English.
Okay.
Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Okay. Jazakallah khair. I see Brother Junaid has raised his hand.
Yes, my question is around like the earlier discussion for Atan.
Mhm.
I'm trying to understand, what would be the reason that it's not for jaza? Because, to Brother Nisar's question, is it not like describing, what kind of jaza is? So if the jaza is positive or like a gift, then would it not be, would it not qualify as not?
So even from an English point of view, if we were to translate this into English as a naat, as an adjective, we will say a gift reward from your Lord. See, to me, it's either a gift or a reward. Okay, so that's where the substitute it becomes more meaningful. A reward from your Lord, and then as a further explanation or as a substitute for explanation for jaza is a gift from your Lord. So it's not that it is the ata is not qualifying the reward. Okay, from the context we already know that the what we are talking about here is actually a positive reward. Okay, because in a lil muttaqina mafaza right away, the very first is actually a success. Okay, hada'iqa wa An-Nabaa, gardens and all. So all these things are all basically building the context. This is all positive. Anything the best that you can expect. And then it says all of that is actually a jaza. It's a reward from your Lord. And then it says another, as a substitute explanation, it says it's a gift. It's a gift from your Lord. So it's a jaza and it's a gift from your Lord. So it is not a qualifying, ata is not qualifying, it's not an adjective on the jaza, but rather a substitute explanation for jaza.
But in English, if we were to explain this in English, we would say that it is a reward from your Lord, which is a gift, which is a fulfilling gift. So I would have thought, that's actually explaining further what the reward is, which I treat not being, what kind of, yeah.
True, but typically when you do use naat, for example, if I say, bring me, if I ask my son, bring me a book, okay, he can bring me any book, and he'll fulfill my request. If I say no, bring me an English book. So now I am actually I'm limiting it. I'm narrowing it. Okay. If I put another naat, if I say bring me a classical English book, now is further qualifying. I mean, so that's why the naat is always qualifies. The more naat you bring, the more qualifications you are bringing in. Here it is not actually qualifying. That the purpose of this ata by calling it as a badal is not to qualify, actually. It is to further explain it. Further explain that this jaza is actually a gift from your Lord. Okay. Because the positivity of the jaza is already understood from the context. That's how I understand it. Allah knows best whether it is still the right. But I have not found naat to be an analysis for this ata in the 2 or 3 Arab dictionaries that I consult.
So in the example that you just gave about the English book, how would you use badal in that? What would be the equivalent of badal in that case?
Bring me a book. Oh, I can say, bring me something to read, and then I can say a book. Bring me something to read, a book.
Okay.
Otherwise, he could have brought me almost anything. Now I am actually, in a way, I'm qualifying again. Maybe it's not a good example, but it is substituting the first one. So by the way, I should have prefaced it. Right from the very beginning, even I have always had some confusion about the naat versus badal. And sometimes they are actually interchangeable. Okay, no pun intended. But in this particular case, I could not find, I did not find the naat analysis in the 2 or 3 Arab dictionaries that I find. But going back to my example, if I say bring me an English book versus if I say bring me something to read, a book, okay, you can take something to read out and put book in there, and that should be enough. That should be fine. So does it make sense? So it is to substitute one versus the other.
Yeah, and we can use that in this ayat also, right? If we were to remove like jaza,
yeah,
it would still make sense that it's a gift from your Lord.
You can understand,
yeah,
exactly. So you can understand this ayah as ata'an min rabbika as well. Correct. A gift from your Lord.
Also, the Natu Manut is supposed to come side by side, with the exception when it is Matuf Ela for several words, and that can come afterwards.
Yes, yeah, as we saw in the previous ayah. Correct. Yeah.
And hisaba means according to your account, like how much you have done well.
Correct. Fitting or due by account. Yes, correct.
Right.
Brother Kamal had raised a hand. Please go ahead, Brother Kamal.
It was like the bring me a book, and the badal could bring me a book dictionary, like, you know.
Bring me a book. No, but
Dictionary.
Brother Kamal, that's where. So you're thinking that is an example of a badal or a naat? I can say bring me a book, or I can say bring me a dictionary. So I say bring me a book. Let's say I first say that. Then I say a dictionary. Bring me a book, and then I say a dictionary. That would be a badal. Yes, that's correct. I see Shaheen Akhtar raise a hand. Please go ahead.
Well, I think, brother, if the ata'an is the masdar, right? So
yes.
That's why it is the badal, and if it is the ati-an or some file, then it would be not. If you think that,
ata'an being a masdar.
Masdar, right? You show us. It's a masdar, right?
It actually is a ismu masdar. I did not mention it in my analysis, but it's actually a ismu masdar. It's a ismu masdar.
It's a noun, right?
Yeah, it is. But so is ismul fa'il is also a noun. Okay.
Like if I say that Khalid, learned Khalid, right? Khalidun alimun, right? And if I say learning, so Khalidun ilman, it doesn't mean good, right? This is the masdar. That's why I think this is not.
Interesting perspective. I have to think about it more before agreeing or disagreeing with it, Sister Shaheen. You are saying basically by saying that you are saying a masdar cannot be a naat, basically.
It can be, but then the meaning is very stressful.
I mean, true. We are already saying that the meaning in this case will not be what most scholars will agree with. I agree with that, but I think deriving it from the I'rab is something that I have to understand more before I can agree or disagree. But that's the perspective. Jazakallah khair for sharing. I thought I saw one other raised hand, but I think it's gone down now. So, okay. Anyway, I could not finish, could not even do one full page actually today. But anyway, I think we have ran over time. So inshallah, we will stop here and try and finish it next week, inshallah. And I also mentioned, I think last week also, after we finish this, because this was our last surah that we were analyzing in Juz Amma, that we are planning on something continuation. The continuation of the class is going to be a different format and a related topic, but not the analysis as we are doing it right now. So I will, inshallah, next week share that with the class. Hopefully I can find time. And the week after next, inshallah, we can continue with that other structure. But give me some time to be ready to share with all of you, inshallah, next week, so that we can continue on after we finish Juz Amma. I see Brother Nisar has raised hand. Please go ahead, Brother Nisar.
Right. You mentioned Ahsaynahu Kitabun, right?
Yeah.
So that is Naiban Masdar. And so
Yeah.
it is not this similar there. So it would be Radafu.
Correct. Muradifahu, the synonym.
Radafu, because it's synonymous to the Ahsayna.
Exactly. It is the meaning of kitab is kitab in this case is a synonym of
synonym of that thing. Okay.
Of Ahsayna. Yeah. Asa. Yeah. Okay. We'll say the dua, inshallah, and then we'll finish the class. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا اللهم إنا نسألك العافية في الدنيا والآخرة اللهم إنا نسألك الجنة ونعوذ بك من النار اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين اللهم ارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين اللهم انصر إخواننا في فلسطين في كل مكان سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Brother Abdul Hamid has mentioned in the chat that some people write Jazakallah, it should be Jazakallah Khair. Correct. Khairan. Jazakallah, yeah, Jazakallah Khairan. Yeah, it is important because as we saw, the use of the word Jaza can be good or bad. So in order to say, in order to make it the full dua, it should be Jazakallahu Khairan. May Allah reward you goodness. Good, inshallah. Jazakallah Khair.
On the same thing, I used to write Jazakallahu Khairun Kasiran. But then I was informed, I was informed of Brother Qasim through the hadith that it's better to say only Jazakallahu Khairun and not to add Kasiran because it's not a real hadith. So.
Okay. Yeah. And again, it's a better dua or better response than just saying thank you.
Correct. Of course.
Because it's a dua that can actually mean a lot when accepted, inshallah.
Inshallah. Today, Brother Zaid, another example came in. I cannot find quickly. Where it was matufila, and then came to naat. So the naatu manut is separate, will be separate from the matufila. So
correct.
at third point, I think,
true. One other reason why Naat and Manut can be separate is also the mudaf ilayhi.
Mudaf ilayhi, yeah. Correct. And the third thing is about Sister Shaheen question. I think it's a good one, but we have seen that the requirement for the Naat or Manut, the 4 requirement you sing, this term for that. There is occasionally where definite, indefinite word came side by side with the Naat or Manut. There was exception in Quran. So there can all be, there could be, it cannot be a masdar to masdar all the time, I think. I think that the masdar can be not of these profiles.
Okay. Yeah, that's something that I cannot comment because I don't know. I've not looked at it from that perspective.
So I'm trying to collect those examples whenever come from the Quran and try to assemble them, and then we have a reason to think about those things, inshallah.
Inshallah.